The forest fire had raged through Moss Clan territory through most of the day, snatching up trees and branches, leaves and flower patches, right into the hungry flames. The creatures of the forest who could flee had disappeared as soon as the star stones had fallen from the sky, and now, as the fire finally began burning itself low and fading into nothing more than smoke and embers, the forest was eerily silent. Only a few tentative birds chirped from the branches as they began to fly back. The forest was quiet, smothered under ash and smoke, as it assessed the damage that had been done. In the heart of Moss Clan's camp, wrapped in a faint cloud of smoke and still glowing faintly like embers, laid the fallen star stones that had caused all of this damage. At the edge of Moss Clan's former camp, the clan cats, all of the clan cats they could find, at least, had gathered in a huddling group by the small pond outside of the medicine cat den, which was filled with ash and burned branches, a place Dogaze refused to even look in, too heartbroken by the ruins of what had been her most sacred space. Knowing there was nothing in the medicine den left but ashes weakened the spirits of the clan, especially as so many of them were wounded. Lionstar crouched over Mossleaf, who was curled up in an exhausted ball, her fur matted from the smoke and filled with half-burned leaves. She mewled softly in her sleep, her paws twitching, and Lionstar flinched. He may have sacrificed one of his lives to save his mate, and he'd do it again, in a heartbeat, for her or any of the cats of their clan. But the damage had still been done. After Mossleaf had woken up, unable to hear anything any of them said to her, she had been so distressed she had cried herself into an exhausted sleep, her fever from her exhaustion from the journey returning. Lionstar didn't know if it was a mercy or not that she couldn't hear them tell her that no one knew where Lizardpaw had gone. Dogaze sat watching over Crowfeather, who was still hovering on the edge of life. Beside her, Honeywish with her burns, and Oakpaw, who had many cuts and a hurt shoulder, sat watching over the fallen warrior, silent and concerned. Dogaze had tried to treat their injuries, but both Honeywish and Oakpaw had refused and left her to focus on caring for Crowfeather, though Briarstalk had hissed quietly to see how many burns Honeywish had on her sides. Oakpaw's eyes were still slightly glazed from shock and pain, exhaustion in his gaze as he glanced between his mother and father and the smoldering camp. Occasionally he murmured Lizardpaw's name, but he was in no state to search for his brother. And, somewhere under the shock and pain, he was afraid of what he may find if he went into camp. Squirrelleap and Tommy sat a short distance away, watching over Redkit and Robinkit, who were curled up in an exhausted sleep at their feet. As the healthiest cats out of the clan, beyond Lionstar, who was rapidly recovering from the loss of one of his lives, the two had begun whispering quietly to one another over what to do for prey, careful not to disturb the sleeping kits they were protecting. It was in this state, the star stones glowing faintly, the smoke still rising, the cats battered and wounded with no herbs left to heal them, that Branch Clan found Moss Clan when they arrived.
What happened?
Branch Star stepped forward towards Lionstar, unable to hide a flicker of shock in his eyes as he looked over what had once been the Moss Clan camp. It had been many seasons since he had lived there with Dawnstep, but he was familiar enough with the area to know what was lost. The moss beds, the medicine den, the nursery. Nothing remained but smoke and ash, surrounding huge stones that no cat could have possibly moved into camp. Lionstar lowered his head, too exhausted to know where to begin with his reply.
Stones fell from the sky. They started a fire and destroyed much of Moss Clan's camp.
Lionstar glanced at Mossleaf, still curled up asleep in a tight ball of messy brown and green fur beside him.
We lost almost everything, it seems. Most of our clan cats are injured, and yet the medicine den was one of the worst places hit. Dogaze has done her best, but as it is...
Lionstar glanced over his shoulder at Dogaze, who was crouched over Crowfeather. Branchstar followed his gaze, a low, surprised hiss escaping him.
Crowfeather, what happened to him?
Lionstar blinked, surprised at the confusion in Branchstar's voice.
He was one of the worst hurt. Dogaze gave the last plasma bug we had to him, but she's worried.
Lionstar's voice caught for a moment, and he turned his head aside, his shoulders slumping. Crowfeather had arrived in camp so eager to be a warrior, and he trained almost every single day by Lionstar's side. Although not formally his mentor, Lionstar had taught Crowfeather everything he knew, and he had been so proud to watch the black and white Tom grow into a powerful, loyal warrior who contributed so much to his clan.
Dogaze is worried. Crowfeather may not survive.
Branchstar narrowed his eyes, glancing around him at the battered Moss Clan cats and the smoking landscape. Behind him were many of the cats of Branch Clan, who had followed their leader carefully into the forest to assess the damage of the fire. Now that they knew there would be no further danger from the fire, it would be sensible to return to Branch Clan territory, but...
If you need assistance, a small group of my clan members and I will stay, just until things are in order once again.
Branchstar lifted his head proudly as he spoke, glancing once again at Crowfeather.
Clearly, you are in no shape to hunt for fresh prey, and you need herbs collected. We will do some hunting for you until the worst of your cats are attended to.
Lionstar let out a soft, surprised purr, tilting his head to study Crowfeather.
You would do that for us? You don't mind?
Crowfeather flicked his tail, glancing over his shoulder at his gathered clanmates.
Helping those who are weaker than yourself is the least a warrior can be expected to do. Of course we will do it.
I found him! Wildpaw's frantic meow startled the mixed cluster of Moss Clan and Branch Clan cats, sending several of them bolting to their feet, tails bristling with surprise. The spotted calico skidded to a halt, her eyes wide and body trembling slightly. I found Lizardpaw! Wildpaw led Dogaze and Lionstar through the bushes towards the glade where the forest spirit made her home. Although none of the fire had reached this far into the forest spirit was nowhere to be seen, a fact that the Moss Clan cats were slightly grateful for with the Branch Clan visitors in their land. As Wildpaw began walking towards the great oak that stood at the back of the glade, she just started trembling harder, her thin tail fluffed out. One of the first things Lionstar had asked for help with was finding the lost member of Moss Clan, Lizardpaw. However, Wildpaw had never imagined she would find what she did. Slowly, Wildpaw crept up to the base of the great oak, and there, curled up deeply in a bed of moss and ferns, was Lizardpaw. He looked completely unhurt, and to be merely sleeping, lost in his world of leaves and plants and their whispers as always. Except... I tried to move him to wake him up, but he... Wildpaw's voice croaked with fear as she spoke. He has roots growing out of him, and he's rooted to the ground. Hello everyone, and welcome back to The Sims 3 Warrior Cats Challenge. And it has been quite a while since I have managed to just sit back with you guys and enjoy, well, I say enjoy in quotation marks today considering everything that has happened, but enjoy seeing what our cats are up to outside of all of the plots and the stories. So welcome back everybody. Normal Warrior Cats episodes have resumed, except there is definitely something special going on today. As you can see, Branch Clan has come to visit. So Branch Clan came to see what was going on here at Moss Clan camp, and he found the camp basically completely in shambles, more or less destroyed by the meteors. So today it might be a little bit of talking to kind of explain everything that happened for once. So if we're doing a lot of talking, I apologize. It's just because I have to explain where everything is today and answer some of your guys' questions, because many of you are like, Siri, why did this happen? What's going on? Well, as you guys know, we got hit by some meteors and a forest fire started a couple weeks ago here in Sims 3, our Warrior Cats Challenge, and it's been a little bit chaotic. Oh my gosh, and look at this. Oakpaw, are you investigating the meteor? I think Oakpaw was over here investigating the meteor. He wants to eat a fish, playfully chase Lionstar, sniff. I think Bear Glow has probably been driven from his mind by now. What is this? Does he want to like playfully sniff? What is this? He wants to sniff Branch Star and talk to his dad. But yeah, so it looks like Oakpaw is checking out the stone and kind of seeing what's happened. But the meteors hit, the forest fire hit. I had to rewrite all of our plots. It's been very busy behind the scenes, as you can imagine, and it's been a lot lot of hard work to get here. So if things are a little bit bumpy today as we kind of slide back into the normal episodes, then feel free to ask questions and please have patience with me. It was really hard just to get it all back to this point. And we are going to see what our cats are going to surprise us with today. But yes, the meteors landed. They destroyed so much of the forest. As you can see, a lot of the forest has actually been removed. So many of the trees, a lot of the plants, so many of the flowers are totally gone. All of the things that we had in the chest for poor Dogaze are just gone. The only things that survived the fire are the blue topaz and the 3 seashells that she was given by Bear Glow. So they're the only things that are left, and she hasn't been able to bring herself to go back into the medicine cat den. There's not a single moss bed left in the entire camp, and so much of the camp has just been turned into ash and dust after all of the chaos and everything that has happened, all of the fire that came through. And the fire even swept all the way over here and at least made the wetlands dry up. So 3 of the big ponds in the wetlands completely dried up, and there was one that kind of was able to survive because it was sort of hiding down here, and it was pretty far away from the impact site, so I figured it'd be okay if that one survived. But just by the skin of its teeth, and all of the cypress trees disappeared. A few trees survived here and there. This area didn't suffer quite as badly because it was full of water, and so the wetlands are kind of what protected all of this part of Moss Clan territory from catching on fire. So those ponds that used to be here are gone. They've dried up. They've left behind some very rich soil that hopefully some plants will come up out of pretty soon. I've got my fingers crossed that our spirit of the land and our spirit of the land cats might be able to do something about that as soon as they wake up. So as you guys saw, unfortunately, Lizardpaw, who has finally been relocated, is sound asleep under a tree. He's sound asleep under the great oak tree, and Dogaze is actually taking a nap on this mushroom, kind of watching over him. Things are going to get a little bit silly again as the cats in the game throw things at me that may kind of make you giggle because of where the plots are at. But Dogaze is watching over Lizardpaw. I think she passed out from exhaustion and stress after knowing that he's going to be okay. And he is sound asleep under the great oak right here. So he's rooted in place, and Lizardpaw is not going to wake up for a long time, you guys. He is going to be asleep as long as Willow is going to be asleep, and Willow is photosynthesizing. Willow has gone into dormancy, and she will not be coming back up until summer. She will not pop back up for 7 days. That's going to be an extremely long time. And in that time, we are not going to be able to plant seeds on Moss Clan territory. We are not going to be able to bloom anything. And that really takes away a huge part of the strength of what makes Moss Clan so strong. So they don't have their clan cats. We're not able to bloom anything to make the medicine show up if we have the seeds. We just are going to be relying on what has been left behind. Willow will still be able to be used to collect the things that are already grown, like the cantaloupe or the oranges or some of this like elderflower or the sweetgrass. If it's already ready to harvest, she'll still be used to harvest it. But as soon as she's done harvesting it and giving it to Dogaze, she goes back in dormancy. And I would keep her in dormancy the whole time, except that we have to have a sim harvest the plants. So that's the only reason. We're just going to have to kind of pretend that she's gone completely dormant. And so has Lizardpaw. And you may wonder what happened to the other spirit of the land cat. Well, there's Mossleaf, who's deaf right now. So Mossleaf actually has gone deaf. She was very near the impact site, and I know a lot of you guys demanded her blood. You wanted to see her die in a terrible, horrible, fiery death, because she is one of the most hated characters, even though she's so precious to me, among our warrior cats. And the fact of the matter is the random generators didn't roll that. She's still extremely sick. Her sickness is now up to a severity level 70, which means she needs 7 healing items to cure her fever. But other than the impact making her go deaf, which is a permanent thing she'll have from now on, most likely. We'll have to see. She has no other injuries. She's not really hurt beyond that. She needs taken care of. She has a fever. She can't do any hunting right now. She still is exhausted because her paws were cracked and she's very sick from having had that illness from their big long journey that they went on to gather up all of those herbs. But otherwise, she's fine. So she actually rolled completely fine for her random generators. So all of the sickness that she has, where I need to collect 7 items to cure her, that is completely from before, from the sickness that she got from the journey they went on. And things are going to get a lot more complicated from here out, just to let you guys know, especially with Crowfeather. Things are going to get more complicated when we start having cats that carry sicknesses from one episode to another, and they need a cure before they can be like healed. So what we're going to start doing is that Google document that will always be linked from now on in the video description will kind of give you a quick rundown of what the current status for those kinds of items for the sake of the challenge is for the cats. And that's kind of where the big challenge of the Warrior Cats Challenge comes from. And the role-playing bits we do at the beginning and in between and the special bonus scenes, those kind of weave together the story, but the challenge is what creates the story. So that's why keeping track of certain number of herbs and certain number of this and that is so important. So yes, she is very sick and she needs 7 items to help cure her, to bring her fever down and to keep her calm, because she's very, I mean, if I went deaf all of a sudden, I would be extremely upset. I would probably cry myself to sleep too. So that's what's going on with Mossleaf. Lionstar did lose a life. So Lionstar did die, you guys. He did indeed lose a life. I think he's socializing with Branch Star to kind of discuss what they're going to do to help Moss Clan. And he lost one of his lives. So he is down to only 7 lives. He's on his 7th life right now. As a fact of healing from losing that life, he's actually fully maxed on his mood. So he's in a great like health status, and he's able to turn around and try to take care of his clan now, because there's no prey in the prey pile. So he's probably talking about that with Branch Star. They need to fill up the prey pile. Looks like Silverfang is checking out. Poor Silverfang. All of the beds are gone. That moss bed you hated so much is burned to a crisp, Silverfang. I think he's having regrets about that now. And Silverfang did rush in here. So what happened when the meteors hit is he came over and he snatched Red Kit and Robin Kit, who are still alive and okay, but getting very hungry. So we need to feed them soon or else they're going to get sick, because we'll have to roll when the cats go into the yellow. Today, the only exceptions are Crowfeather and Lizardpaw, who I might have to force into the yellow because they are both passed out. So I'm going to have to keep yanking their energy down until like they are ready to either die or be healed. And actually Crowfeather's fate is going to be in your guys' paws. So keep your ears out for that at the end of the day, because you guys are going to decide if Crowfeather is going to survive or not. That's totally in your hands. And I'm nervous and excited, and hopefully you'll be able to keep them alive, and I'll explain how that'll work later. But yeah, both the kits were in the prey pile. They were watching over the beetles when the meteors landed. So Silverfang ran and like snagged the kits and brought them down to a safe spot down here. And then he heard Honeywish yelling, so he came over and saved Honeywish. And Briarstalk was actually kind of trapped back here, and then he was looking for Oakpaw, and Oakpaw had gotten thrown into the rock. As you guys know, everything has gotten kind of chaotic. So yeah, Honeywish did get hurt. She actually has some pretty severe burns on her right now, so she cannot hunt. She's another one of the Moss Clan cats that cannot hunt until her burns are cured. And so she has a severity of 60%, and that doesn't mean 60% of her body is covered in burns. That just means she needs 6 items in order to cure her. So until she has those 6 items, and probably for a little while because she's freaking burned, like that hurts, she can't do any hunting, and she kind of just has to take it easy. So there's that. And then with Oakpaw did get hurt pretty badly, so he can't hunt right now, and he actually has a teensy tiny little cut on his shoulder, but he's actually torn a muscle inside of his shoulder, and so he won't be able to do anything for about a quarter of a season. So about 4 days. For 4 days he won't be able to do any hunting, and after that he'll be able to start hunting again. But he has a deep muscle injury, so he's not going to be able to help his clan, and that's probably going to really hurt him. He can't help his clan do any of the hunting, so maybe he'll go and he'll like take care of the kits or do something like that. I know he's very upset because his dad lost a life, his mom's gone deaf, his brother has grown roots and is sticking into the ground, and I think he would try to turn his attention either to like working really hard with Briarstalk, who's totally fine. Briarstalk like didn't roll any kind of injuries, you guys. He was fine. Like every single cat in Moss Clan, when the meteor fell, I rolled for their injuries. Like it was just assumed they were going to be injured, and he had like just a couple cuts and bruises that wasn't even worth noting. So yeah, he's totally fine. And I think he's very hungry, so he might take Oakpaw under his wing and try to make sure Oakpaw gets some food too. And of course Oakpaw would put his siblings first, because kits and queens always come first. And that's kind of what's going on there. Tommy's fine. He got a couple cuts, but nothing major. Squirreleap's fine. She got a couple cuts, nothing major. The kits are fine. I was really worried. I thought the kits might die. They're fine. Silverfang is fine. They all have cuts, bruises, and they're all pretty traumatized, and they still have fleas, and those fleas may make it so we have to roll for their injuries. So there's still a lot going on, and I know a lot of you guys are like, no, all of Moss Clan should have died. They should have left the forest. And really, they probably would leave the forest and go somewhere where it would be easier to find prey and to heal their cats up, except for the fact that they can't move Lizardpaw. Lizardpaw has literally grown roots, and they can't move him, and they're not going to leave him. So they're going to stay here and try to take care of everything. So that's kind of the current situation. And the Branch Clan cats who have come to visit include Branch Star, who is very concerned to hear that Crowfeather is so sick and potentially on the verge of dying. So he kind of seems to want to stick around to see what happens to Crowfeather for some reason. But Branch Star is here, and he has brought his deputy. So Quail Eye is kicking around somewhere in this pile of cats. If I can find him. There's Quail Eye. So yes, Quail Eye is here. He is the deputy of Branch Clan. Quail Eye's mate Otterslip is here. Otterslip is here with Wildpaw, who is her apprentice. And then Stonepaw is also here. And he was originally here with Nightfrost Storywise. But after Branch Star kind of looked around and realized that the forest fire wasn't raging anymore, he sent Nightstar and Trout Shadow back home, back to the Branch Clan territory, because he figured that was a lot of cats to leave his territory undefended. So he sent them back because, you know, there's enough cats here to help out. And Sea Whisper is also here. So Sea Whisper's here helping out too, because Sea Whisper really goes anywhere that Otterslip goes. So, whew, I know that was a ton of talking, and I apologize for that, but man, we had a lot to catch up on. I'm still happy to answer any of your guys' questions about what's going on. And just remember, everything injury-wise that happened is completely because of the random generators. Lionstar lost a life not only because he saved Mossleaf's life, but because he rolled 100. Out of like 1 to 100, he rolled 100 on severity, which means he died instantly on impact of those meteors. So yeah, that happened, but it wouldn't matter like if we just said that he lost all of his lives. That seems like it would be a little bit too much, because what's the point of having a clan leader that has 9 lives if you don't let him use the 9 lives? So we'll have to see. Also, there's a ton of story plots going on that you guys probably saw previously that I had to rewrite and are still moving forward. So if some things still seem confusing, why some characters are around or some aren't, there's a reason behind that. So thank you so much for hanging in with all of that chit chat, and we're going to get started now. And I think the most important thing to do is probably find some food. So Briarstock, what the heck are you doing? You can't drink anything. That ruins the challenge, Briarstock. You need to go ahead and stalk for some prey. And then I think that Tommy might try stalking for some prey too. I think he might reassure Red Kit really quickly with a quick sniff. And then, oh, he can't stalk for prey yet because he's just a little Tommy. Okay, Tommy, you can't stalk for prey. And he does need his fleas cured. So I think Dogaze will actually be curing everybody of their fleas. She doesn't really have anything left on her. We did use up this plasma beetle. She was actually carrying it. And it wasn't inside the chest. Everything in the chest was lost, but we did have that plasma beetle. So we've got a maple leaf, we have a pigeon, we have a spotted beetle. I think the pigeon can be fed to either Honeywish or Mossleaf to kind of get their strength up and count as one of their healing items. The maple leaf maybe on Honeywish, and I think honey on Honeywish to kind of help with the burns. So we don't really have anything like aloe vera in The Sims, so I'm thinking maybe the sweetgrass that's over here, we can count that as aloe vera. Like you break it and you can rub it on a wound, and the sweetgrass might be able to be used like topically to use on wounds for healing wounds like burns or cuts and scrapes, or it might be used internally to kind of like settle stomach aches or things like that. I'm still working on building up a list of what's actually in The Sims 3 and using that as an indicator for what heals our cats, because yeah, if you just use the things that like are in the books, there's no correlation for most of those herbs for the things that are in the Warrior Cat series, like in Sims 3. So that's why I have to rewrite it, and then we'll figure it out. But anyway, got a little sidetracked there. I apologize as we start getting back into this. I'll get better, and we'll have the episodes coming out more regularly now that I don't have to spend 5 hours doing movie scenes. Oh my goodness. There is an orange tree, and the orange tree is actually ready to harvest, and oranges can be used to cure fleas. So as soon as Dogaze wakes up, she will probably work on that. Oh, and look at that. We have a rainbow snail hiding over there. And we do have a couple maple leaves that I bet Sea Whisper would be happy to give to Dogaze, and we can use those to help Honeywish out with her cure. I don't think she's going to be hunting anytime today, though. Now, Sea Whisper does want to try catching a bird. So we'll let her go ahead and stalk for prey and see if she finds a bird. I wonder if she's like, we're in Moss Clan territory. I should try out something new. And then it looks like, anybody else you want to sniff? Sniff Dawnstep, sniff Tommy, sniff Otterslip, catch a beetle. Well, there's a beetle like all over the place. There's tons of beetles. I figured they wouldn't really be that affected by what had happened. So we'll put some beetles down. Stonepaw is going to help out. He wants to be best friends with Slate. Oh, and he wants to sniff a whole bunch of the cats like Honeywish. So we'll see if he can help out too. He and his sister will start doing some beetle hunting. Oakpaw can't hunt right now. Talk to Tommy. Maybe he can sniff with Tommy. Because Tommy, isn't able to do anything because he doesn't have the hunting skill just yet. So that was supposed to happen, wasn't it? We were training him, and that's when it all went south. Oh gosh, I remember that now. Crowfeather. Oh, it looks like Quilleye is worried about Crowfeather. Remember that, you guys. Help me remember that, because that's pretty significant, actually. All right, and we're just going to send cats hunting left and right. I think after the leaders definitely need to chit-chat a little bit and have a bit of a talk. But everybody else needs to get to work. Let's see. Tommy is waiting. Red Kit is off to sleep. Silverfang, I think, would even be... He's reacting to the meteor right now, apparently. I think Silverfang, kind of like the little old man, is like, what has happened? This is terrible. I know, right, Silverfang? What does it make you think? I'm glad he didn't die. He wants to sniff Wildpaw. He wants to be friends with Wildpaw. Interesting. Why do you want to be friends with Wildpaw? This is actually kind of cool. And I love Silverfang, so he did a very good job of rescuing Honeywish. And let's pop over Lion Star, check on you. Everybody gonna be okay? Alright, what's going on over here? Alright, Oakpaw, I guess I'm just gonna have to ignore the cats I can't do anything with. And he does have a muscle injury, so maybe something... The bamboo plant is more meant for, like, bone breakage and stuff like that. So this kind of sucks because Tommy and Oakpaw aren't really able to do anything. So I'm going to say they're just going to have to socialize for a little bit because neither of them can hunt right now. And Sea Whisper is hunting down a beetle. And Quilleye is hunting too. Everybody's hunting beetles, which is great, but I don't think the kits eat beetles. Stonepaw, are you having any luck? Let's see. Wildpaw didn't catch anything, but she did manage to get a colorful feather. Wildpaw, do you think you could maybe do... Let's stalk over here then. What does she want to catch? She wants to catch a beetle. So we'll see if she can catch a beetle with any luck. And then, oh no, Stonepaw didn't have any luck either. Alright, we'll let him try stalking for prey again. No, what are you doing, Briarstalk? This is terrible. Briarstalk, no. I have to roll for him to see if he's sick or not. Already, oh my gosh.
Dogaze, I'm sorry to bother you. I know you were sleeping.
Dogaze jumped down from the mushroom she had been sleeping on, rubbing her paws over her face as she woke up. No, it's fine, Briarstalk. I really should be tending to the clan, not napping. She looked down at the russet cat, a frown in her eyes. Briarstalk? Here, let me look at you. You don't look so well at all. I think you should rest immediately. You guys, this is terrible! I really seriously think that, like, karma or fate or something has it out for Moss Clan. Because Briarstalk just rolled that he definitely got sick. So just to give you guys a little bit of that boring behind the scenes stuff again, when I roll the random generator, anything between a 1 and a 20 or 1 to 40, depending on how sick the cat is for an adult, means that they have an illness. And if they roll above a 40 or a 60, then they're totally fine. You don't have to worry about it. They're totally good. Well, Briarstalk rolled a 1, so he absolutely got sick when he turned yellow just then. And then I rolled again to see severity of the illness, and he rolled a 98. which means that he's as sick as he can be without having instantly just killed over dead from a heart attack or something. So he is critically ill. And after thinking about it carefully, rolling some things around, figuring it out, I'm saying that he probably inhaled some sort of shards of meteor dust into his lungs. He's critically ill. He has collapsed. And it's going to take honey to kind of soothe his throat and his lungs, even though honey's not really going to get into your lungs, but just roll with me here. It's going to take honey, and it's going to take some rodents to be able to restore his health. So we need to get at least enough to like probably equal up to 10 really if we're going to round up. So he needs at least 10 things of honey and rodents. With the rodents, you can change like the value based on the rarity. So hang in there. Basically what I'm saying is that Briarstock has a really horrible meteor like shard in his lungs disease, and if we don't cure him probably within the next 24 hours, I think he is going to have to die. And I'm a little bit traumatized by that idea. So we're going to get Dogaze like to work right now. So Dogaze, okay, she's going to scratch. We're going to have her scratch and pee, and then we're going to get to work because the cats have been busy gathering things up. Briarstock, I'm so sorry. They have been busy gathering things up. So let's see. What is Lionstar doing? Lionstar, buddy, you're going to have to be stalking for so much prey. And let's start emptying everything we possibly can into the prey pile. And we need to search for rodents so that we can start giving Briarstock some rodents. I think Honeywish would be desperately like, no, take care of Briarstock. I can't believe that he's sick. Honeywish needed the food to be able to, then the honey to be able to heal herself. So she needs at least like half honey, half leaves to cure herself, but we'll have to wait on that too. All right, so here's a beetle. So we'll put the beetle down, and good, we have a squirrel. We have a common squirrel, so that's worth one right there that we can use for Briarstock. Let's see, honeypot ant. It looks like, oh my gosh, Honeywish, you have so many things in here. There's a gecko we can use. There's a rainbow beetle, assassin beetle, spotted beetle. I hope we can eat that. Trilobite beetle. I think we can eat that. A honeypot ant. Honeypot ant can probably be used as honey. So we'll save that for herself, for her, like her burns that she has. So we'll work on curing her in a minute. Oh my gosh, like none of the cats have anything. There's the three-eyed fish. We're just going to, we're so desperate. We're eating three-eyed fish and water beetles and cockroaches now that Oakpaw has caught. And then let's see, Stonepaw managed to catch this wom rat, which is really important. We can go ahead and give that to, oh, that's a broken beetle apparently. Never mind. We're just going to sell that. We'll go ahead and give that to Dogaze so that she can hopefully heal up Briarstock. I can't believe he just rolled like almost instant death. He almost just died of a heart attack right there, you guys. Not cool. Not cool at all. And that's all the food we have. So we need to get the cats hunting again. Oh my goodness. And all right, you come over here. And oh my gosh, yes! Branch Star, are you going to come and rescue everything? I think Sea Whisper, everybody's reacting to the meteors. Like everyone, look. Otterslip is coming over to check it out. They're all very concerned about the meteors. And Mossleaf is still passed out, so she still needs things. This is going to be chaos. And again, I apologize. Like I keep saying, season 2 is going to be a lot better because I'll have all of these things worked out and I won't have to like dash around trying to figure out how we're going to make all of the effects happen. I definitely think we're going to be eating some koi fish. Let's put down some snails. There's some salmon. So Moss Clan is really benefiting from the fact that the fishing clan has brought some fish and can go fishing. So I think that they're going to be doing some fishing. All the cats are very concerned about the meteors. All right, Stonepaw, now is not the time to goof around, sir. You need to help hunt. I think that he would go ahead and do a little bit of hunting. Squirreleap can also do hunting. So she needs to do some hunting because we really need to get more rodents. In fact, hunting, locate prey. Is there a rodent nearby? We'll have to check on that. Let's actually check on that because now we desperately need locate prey, rodent. We need rodents. Oh no, Red Kit. I saw that for just half a second. Oh my gosh, Red Kit. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to roll with, he's sick too. There's rodents. They're just all the way down here. I think Squirrely might try to go get some rodents once she found out Briarstock is like that desperately ill. I mean, we have until 3 p.m. tomorrow to feed him enough rodents and honey that he can survive. And we also need flowers. I think she would do it. Squirreleap doesn't mess around. When Squirreleap realizes that something's needed, she's out of here. So we're going to send Squirreleap all the way down. And she's going to go look for some rodents. And the nearest rodent is all the way down here. And she wouldn't care. She would totally get over here to try to heal up her clanmate. So Squirreleap is going to make some sort of epic journey all the way over here to try to hunt that rodent. So where's the Womrat? All right, we're going to catch it. It's a hedgehog. Oh, that's a good rare one. If we can catch that one, then we might be able to use it to cure Briarstock. 10 items, Briarstock. Jeez Louise. He's now the most critically ill cat in the entire camp beyond Crowfeather. And Crowfeather's life, the fact that he might live or die, is going to be completely in your guys' hands in just a second too. So yeah, I really apologize for how absolutely chaotic and messy this episode is. It's just a lot to try to figure out how to deal with. All right. And yeah, everybody is still reacting to the meteorite and kind of freaked out by it. All right, everybody needs to come and do some hunting, please. Come on, Wildpaw. If you're not going to do some hunting and help out, then you don't get to stay. Otterslip is probably going to come over and do some fishing as well. Sea Whisper has just caught a 3-eyed fish. Well, I guess it's something. Apparently the fish aren't very healthy in Moss Clan. We catch a lot of 3-eyed fish here. So that's something. Ah, and I got to roll for the kitten. 1 second. All right, thank goodness. Red Kit is not sick. He's just hungry. So I can actually wake him up. And if I can get him over to eat the food. All right, and Robin Kit, let's wake her up too and have her come over to eat the food. Then hopefully we'll get them straightened up. Yes, catch that rodent, please. Wonderful. And we've got tuna coming in. So it looks like food is coming in to feed everybody. That's great. Lion Star just caught a scarlet king snake and an angelfish. Whoa, angelfish. Angelfish is really useful. Angelfish kind of acts like a plasma bug. I don't know if it should though. I mean, it does. It does. But let me see the angelfish. Let me see what quality it's at. Oh, angelfish. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. Okay, angelfish is really good. It doesn't act 100% like a plasma beetle, but it does give a boost. So we'll feed that to Briarstock as well. So Briarstock, I'm going to start making like a little pile of the items to heal him inside of his inventory so he can keep track of all of it. And then I need Dogaze. So Dogaze is... Oh, Dogaze was trying to catch something. She's even throwing herself into it, trying to make sure she can heal the cats of her clan. And she ended up with an empty chip bag instead. I wonder if that means she's starting to think about two legs and what life would be like with them. Oh, drama. All right, so Briarstock also caught an angelfish. Okay, so... No, wait, no. What? Sorry, I'm so excited. I forgot that I just gave him that and that he can't hunt because he's wounded. Oh my gosh, Otterslip, you have so many things here. The fairy damsel. Well, that would be helpful if we had a kit. A kit who's hurt can rely on like rainbow snails and fairy damsels. Fairy damsels are actually really super rare and they can be used to cure pretty significantly. Like they're actually more like a plasma beetle. Should we use the fairy damsel and give it to Dogaze to give to Briarstock? Are you going to do that, Otterslip? What's her relationship with Dogaze? Does she have a strong enough relationship? Now we're getting into kind of a tense moment. Where are they that close? Would they do that? I think we're going to let Dogaze... Like, because fairy damsels actually are like plasma bugs. And that would be really helpful if we could use that on Briarstock. I'm going to have to think about it. I think we will. But I think that Otterslip is going to have to talk about it with her clan leader really quickly. Because that might make her a little bit uncomfortable. Sea Whisper. And there's another fairy damsel. No way. No way. Branch. You just caught a fairy damsel. They're pretty rare. They are like plasma bugs. You know what? We're going to do it. Except he would probably give it to Crowfeather. He would pick Crowfeather before Briarstock. Oh, and Crowfeather's really desperately sick. So it would help Crowfeather. Perfect quality fairy damsel. Oh boy, you guys. Yeah, he wouldn't give it to Briarstock, but maybe he can talk with Sea Whisper, and they can think about it. So we're gonna have to look into that. You'll understand later why he wouldn't give it to Briarstock if Crowfeather could be the one who got it. But that just did something big that you'll understand in a little bit. All right, and Honeywish can't do anything because she's hurt. And Dogaze, we need to start having you collect things. Again, I am so sorry for how all over the place this episode is. It's just so difficult to figure out how to run everything and to have so many cats all at once and try to keep track of everything. All right, so what we're going to do next is we're going to gather up some honey. And let's wake up. I have to grab Willow. Again, Willow is just being snagged in this case, purely for the sake of picking things. So we're going to get some honey. Robot fish. What the heck are we going to do with a robot fish? Oh, I know what we would do in the future with a robot fish after the other clans show up, but I can't do anything with it right now. All right, so Dogaze is going to come over to the 2 flowers that I know where they are. Go here. And meanwhile, Wildpaw is like frantically stalking as well because we need to feed everyone. All right, teleport you here. And then we need to check on Squirrelleap. Oh, she's going to cross the road soon, so we need to make sure Squirrelleap and her journey, because she just tore... Oh my gosh, there's that horse again. She just tore out of camp when she heard that Briarstock was hurt, because she's the kind of cat who wouldn't hesitate, wouldn't waste a second when it comes to trying to cure her friends and make sure that her clan is okay. So she's off to look for rodents, kind of over by the odd herb place and by the farm. All right, and Willow, we're going to go ahead and have you pick the Sweet William. And then we'll come over and we will gather up 2 things from the bees. I don't know if it'll work all the way, but we're going to try to gather up 2 things from the bees. And Squirrelleap's on this big, grand, gigantic journey to try to gather up rodents to help cure Briarstock. All right, we'll have to put... There's cats roaming. Who are you? Who are you? I can't see you. Who knows? It's a mystery cat. Ah... Go, Squirrelleap! Cross the street already! I'm nervous about this! I need you to cross the street. She's not run into any 2 legs. She's not gone off and run into any wolves or dogs. Oh, she does see a flower, though, so she might grab that. Because she knows that they need the flowers. Alright, is she going to make it across the street okay? Oh, okay, so she's good. There we go. And that means Dogaze, who does need to use the claw scratcher thing. Dogaze is going to have... Let's come over here. Dogaze is going to have Willow collect... Nope, 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 nope. Why are you looking for... What are you doing? You shouldn't look for cat. What do you mean look for cat with Tommy? I don't even know what she's doing. So now we're going to come over and we are going to smoke the box and harvest some honey. And we'll see how much honey we can harvest from this. Stonepaw just got a crate. Oh my gosh, that's one that it's not actually venomous, but we pretend it's venomous in our playthrough. So Stonepaw just took on a venomous snake. What is he doing? And Wildpaw just caught a lizard. So they're trying out their like reptile catching skills here. Let's see how much honey we can collect. Oh, she wants to talk with Lizardpaw. Let's see how much honey we can get from this. Wow, they're catching a lot of things. All right, did we get any honey to give to everybody? Oh, we got so much honey because we cleared this out before. So we just got so much honey and we used up one of the honey collection options. Oh my gosh, that's great. Yes, a slight reprieve. And we have some beeswax. So Dogaze gets all of that because they get 1 harvest from the honey thing every time they use up a flower. And then we're going to stick Willow back in here to sleep because she's in dormancy. And speaking of dormancy, let's make sure that all of our cats are still going to be snoozy. They get, like, this cat manages to get all of his things kind of in the middle there. And then this cat, you need to stay sound asleep, sir. There we go. And then Mossleaf is starting to kind of revive and wake up from her nap. All right. So lots of chaotic things going on. I think, where's Dogaze? Dogaze. Where did you go? There's so many cats. So Dogaze needs to scratch on something before she gets sick and she's about to pass out. But I think she would come over and give Briarstock a few items. So the thing is that Fairy Damsel does act kind of like a plasma beetle at helping to almost instantly heal a cat. And they do have 2 Fairy Damsels. So I think Sea Whisper would offer it to Moss Clan. Or, what? No, I think that, yeah, definitely Otterslip, because she is a very noble cat, would offer it to Moss Clan. And so we will use that to heal Briarstock instead. So Briarstock lucked out. He was going to die, and then the Fairy Damsel showed up and is going to rescue him. And I think that Crowfeather is going to get the Fairy Damsel that Branch Star got. I think he is going to give it to him. And I don't know if it's going to be enough to cure Crowfeather. And we'll have to see if it's going to be enough next time. So yeah, we'll definitely see. I'm going to have to do some calculations in the background. Because Crowfeather, to be completely honest, you guys, he rolled almost instant death when the meteor hit. Like immediate, almost instant death. And we'll have to see. I think there's definitely a chance that Branch Stalk is going to come in and heal him with this Fairy Damsel. So we'll put that in his inventory. I love how the Fairy Damsels even have like this little glowy bit over their heads. And then we're going to have, let's see, where are you, my dear? We're going to have Otterslip interact really quickly. Let's see. I guess you just get an angelfish as extra bonus food now. But we're going to have Otterslip interact really quickly with Dogaze. So let's see where Dogaze is headed to. Is that just like a slider on the ground? Okay, somebody just put a turtle on the ground. That's fine. As long as everybody has enough to eat. And let's heal up Honeywish as well so she doesn't get sick. So like I said, there's so much that... Ah, Redkit, what are you doing? Why? Okay, thankfully Redkit is still not sick. He's just desperately exhausted and needs to use the litter box. And he's being prissy about it and has to use like the actual proper litter box. Do you have... Apparently there's a zombie in town who just improved his logic skill to level 1. That's fine. You're not neat or anything. Why do you have to go pee in the litter box? Just pee on the ground. Pee on the ground. But Redkit isn't sick, so he didn't roll an illness just then when his portrait color changed. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll heal Briarstock with the fairy damsel, but we need to have Otterslip come over. And Otterslip, stop that. Ah, you're not supposed to spend time like wrestling. We'll just say that she gave it to... I feel like because this is an interclan thing... What? Now is not the time! Are you going to disappear? Oh my gosh. I think that... Okay, where's the clan leaders? Are you catching... Oh, I was going to have him fight that dog. But you saw, he disappeared. He peed on the thing and he disappeared. So we didn't have a chance to fight the dog. Yeah, because this is an interclan thing, I think that I'm definitely going to make Otterslip come over here. So go here, Otterslip. And present the fish to Dogaze. Alright, yes, I know the full moon has started to rise. Redkit, why are you being so picky? There! Use the litter box, child, and then go to bed. Oh my gosh. And there's no more beds, so the cats are just going to start sleeping all over the place. Alright, Mossleaf has woken up and is starting to roam around. And again, I am so sorry for how chaotic and all over the place today is, you guys. I do have a very bad fever today as well, so I'm not trying to make excuses, just it's very hard. I'm doing my best just to make sure we even get back to our normal 4 times a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturday, and Sunday episodes of Warrior Cats. Now that I don't have to do really expansive storytelling every episode, it should come out a lot faster. And I think that's what most of you guys prefer, being able to see the stories come out faster rather than it just being completely story-based. But occasional specials like that, totally cool. And we will be restarting like Behind the Paw and StarClan Speaks, and we will even have like special little bonus episodes that show up now and then. What's going on over here? It's a stray cat that just showed up and like hissed at our thing. There's so many strays that show up just in Moss Clan territory. Alright, Otterslip. Dogaze, I've had enough of you doing that because you need to come over here and let Otterslip interact with you. Because we've got to cure Briarstock. We still have like a long time before he would die of his inhalation of like meteor shards. But I wonder how that's going to affect his health. I wonder if he might have lung issues after that. I can't ignore the fact that he rolled a 98, which is right before 99 and 100 is instant death in terms of illness severity. All right, so there's that. They sniffed. And then, come on. No, you need to present this. You need to present it. You need to, can you not? What happened? Why can you not present it to her? I think she broke it. Oh, okay. So we'll have them socialize really quickly. And then she will have presented the fairy damsel because that's interclan. All right. And then we'll head over to Briarstock. And we're going to do our best to cure him up. We don't have to roll for him. What? Now's not the time. Helen Albert the zombie. Was she eating our lavender? Oh, zombies aren't supposed to be in this world, so I don't feel bad for getting rid of her. All right, and then we're going to have her run over here and interact with Briarstock, and that'll cure Briarstock. And then we have one leaf. And yeah, normally I try to have the cats interact to exchange items, even if they don't present it to each other. And then Honeywish already has a whole bunch of leaves, if I remember correctly. Where's Honeywish? She has 2 leaves and a honey ant. And we already have another leaf. Is there enough food to go around? Be pounced on by Mossleaf. Mossleaf is maybe, like, not appreciating the fact that, I guess she's like, what are you doing in our territory? Because she can't hear anymore, which is pretty extreme. All right, and let's go ahead and wake up Briarstock. And we're going to go ahead and feed him. Where's my fairy damsel? Where's my... No, wrong cat. Oh, there's so many cats. All right, fairy damsel. Used up curing Briarstock. Oh, look how cute it is, you guys! Yeah, something that cute definitely can be used to cure a cat who almost died. So, Briarstock, we're going to heal you really quickly. Stay here, doggies. Stay here. You need to, like, nuzzle him or something. Can you nuzzle him? Do you have a strong enough relationship? She has some sort of relationship with him. All right, Briarstock. Your hunger is going to be instantly filled because we just brought you back from the cusp of death thanks to Otterslip. So Briarstock's going to have to remember that. He owes his life to Otterslip giving that fairy damsel to him now. So he's now cured. We had Dogaze interact with him, so he can go off and take care of himself. And Dogaze is really risking almost getting sick, but we need to come over and let's try healing Honeywish before we go, because the cats are exhausted. I am like still, my head's still spinning trying to keep up with everything that's been going on. So let's run over here with Dogaze. And then I think Stonepaw would contribute the snake. And now the squirrel can be used to cure fleas, actually. So he'll contribute these things to help cure fleas later if we need to. Or actually to help bring Mossleaf's strength up because she is still very weakened from her fever. And we need to take care of random zombies that decide... Oh, you're not a meteor zombie, Trudy Street. Just go away. Yeah, ignore that. That shouldn't be happening. So yeah, we'll take care of that. And then Crowfeather is passed out, so we can't touch any of the stuff he's got. And then, oh, what's this? Be sniffed by Branch Star. So Robin Kit is very curious and sniffing their guest. And what am I going to do with a robot fish? Otterslip, she's such a goofball. And I think she would kind of hold on to Luminous Salamander because that's kind of rare. But they would definitely eat snails. They would offer up the snails for everybody to eat. And maybe the termites if they want to eat termites. All right, there we go. So there's more food here now. Dogaze, are you ready to eat something? You desperately need to eat something. Go ahead and eat the snake. I'm not sure what Dogaze's favorite food is, actually. What do you guys think her favorite food should be? And she's very, very, very tired. So she needs to fall asleep in like 2 seconds. But let's bring Honeywish out here so we can cure Honeywish. Silverfang is coming out. Maybe knows Honeywish is coming and getting ready to eat. So he'll come out and join her. And then we need... Okay. Come on, Honeywish. Come on, run over here. Dogaze is really gonna pass out. Hang on, Dogaze. I know. Oh, now she is risking getting sick. I'll have to roll and we'll see if she's sick next time or not. All right, and we're gonna have her do one quick interaction and nuzzle with Honeywish, who, as you can see, Honeywish has a lot of severe burns on her body. There we go. And that's fine. Silverfang turned into a demon cat temporarily. And then we're going to use up the 2 maple leaves, 3 maple leaves. The honey ant, I think we'll just let Honeywish eat. And then we're going to go ahead and get rid of 1. Wow, these are all perfect quality too. And there's excellent quality. So we don't have to risk horrid quality, which has the chance of making a cat sick. So 3 honeys and 3 leaves equals 6 items, which is the severity that Honeywish was at. So she is technically cured now. I think she's still going to be exhausted and in pain because of her burns, but she is now cured. And I think Dogaze can go ahead and pass out. And we're going to have to see if she got sick next time. And then Crowfeather. So here's where things get tricky. You guys, we're going to have Crowfeather's fate in your hands. And let me know if you think it's too extreme that, well, I think a plasma bug and a fairy damsel probably will see Crowfeather survive. So, but what cost? At what price will he survive? And I think I already know that answer. So I will see you guys next time when we will figure out what is going to happen to our clan cats. We'll have to go see how poor Squirrely, who's done her best, just ran off into the wild distances, didn't even successfully catch that hedgehog. I feel like she's going to feel so guilty, and who knows what's going to happen to her on her journey back home. Maybe she'll be able to return with some useful herbs at least after all of this chaos. Hopefully she won't get sick or hit by a car on her way home. We'll have to see how sick Dogaze is, because we don't really have a medicine cat. And maybe with all of this frantic running around and all of this exhausting trying to collect things and take care of different cats, maybe our medicine cat is realizing that that she might need to think about getting an apprentice pretty soon. So we'll have to see. But I hope you guys are happy to be back. I'm really happy to be back. Again, I apologize for how chaotic everything is. Like I said, I have a pretty bad fever, but I'm realizing, and let me know if this is true, that you guys would just like to see warriors come out, even if it's me being goofy and silly sometimes, trying to string everything together as best I can, because that's what it's all about, showing the stories and just seeing the little interactions. And don't forget the fact that a lot of Branch Clan wanted to sniff and was quite worried about Crowfeather. So we'll see what that's all about next time, and I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.